All right, I'll read it first, and then I might have some of y'all read it. Um, it's a real eerie poem, okay? And hopefully y'all caught what happened to Porphyria at the end. But I'll go ahead and read it first, and then well, I'm going to read the whole thing, and then we'll talk about it kind of line by line. And notice it wasn't broken up into stanzas, okay? Because this is called a dramatic monologue. Now, you were supposed to read on page 945 what a dramatic monologue is. A dramatic monologue is when the speaker of the poem is talking to somebody, but they're not talking back. Monologue. So think of it like it's this long, extended speech to somebody you're talking to. Okay? And it's very revealing. You learn a lot about the person whenever they're speaking. So this one's called Porphyria's Lover. So Porphyria's lover theoretically is the speaker. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. The rain set in early tonight. The sullen wind was soon awake. It poured the elm top down for spite, and did its worst to vex the lake. I listened with heart fit to break. Then glided in Porphyria. Now Porphyria is the girl, the lady, the one who's loved. Straight she shut the cold out and the storm, and kneeled and made the cheerless grate blaze up and all the cottage warm. Which done, she rose, and from her form withdrew the dripping cloak and shawl, and laid her soiled gloves by, untied her hat, and let her damp hair fall. And last she sat down by my side and called me. So Porphyria comes to the house, lights the fire, and calls him near. When no voice replied, she put my arm about her waist, and made her smooth white shoulder bare, and all her yellow hair displaced, and stooping made my cheek lie there, and spread o'er all her yellow hair, murmuring how she loved me, she too weak for all her heart's endeavor, to set it struggling passion free, from pride and vainer ties dissever, and gave herself to me forever. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay feast restrain. A sudden thought of one so pale, for love of her, and all in vain. So one more line. So, uh, sorry. So she was come through the winter. All right, let's stop there and talk about the first half, okay? So, let's see. Ty, what's the weather? What's the weather like at this night of this point? Talk to me about the weather, the mood. What's Browning trying to give us?
It's not like disturbing, kind of like it's kind of like weird. Mm-hmm. It's hard to put it, but it's kind of like weird.
Okay, what's the rain like, Destin? Is it is it like a big storm? Do you get the feeling it's a big storm, just a little drizzle? What you think?
It makes it seem as if it was like a heavy storm.
Yeah, the wind is bad. The weather's bad. Mia, with your hand up?
Yes, sir. It was a sullen wind, and it was a horrible rainy storm.
Yeah, and so Porphyria then she was out in the rain, right? Now these were the days before cars and trucks and trains and stuff. So that tells me that she had to what? How did she get home? She had to what?
Walk.
She had to walk. Okay, she had to walk. So he's kind of waiting for Porphyria. By the way, just out of curiosity, raise your hand. How many of you know what happens to her? And don't say it, but how many of you know what happens to her at the end? Did y'all pick it up? Okay, good.
Oh.
Yes. All right. Don't say it. Don't say it. All right. Okay, so he's waiting for Porphyria, and she comes in. And notice he says, I listened with heart fit to break. Now that tells me something about this guy. What do you think he means when he says, I listened for her with heart fit to break? What does that say about him and his love? Any clue? Gage, is your hand up?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what I get from that is that he is prepared for his heart to break because he's been like hurt by a lot of girls.
Bingo. Yes. He's prepared for his heart to break. Maybe he's been hurt by a lot of girls. Maybe there's something else. We don't know, but we know that he's probably not the most secure guy in love. Okay. And so he listened with heart fit to break when glided in Porphyria, when she glided in. That word glided is important because it's like she just comes in kind of free, right? Kind of lighthearted. She's probably a free spirit, okay? But we already know that he's not. She shut the cold out and the storm and kneeled and made the cheerless grate blaze up and all the cottage warm. Now use your side note, guys. Grate means fireplace. So notice what she did. She came into the house and right away she shut out the cold and the storm. And then she kneeled and made she lit the fireplace and she made the cottage warm. Now that's a double meaning though, right? She made the cottage warm by the fireplace, but how else did she make the cottage warm? Ruth?
By her presence.
By her presence, okay? By her very presence. And then when she was done, line 10, she rose and from her form withdrew the dripping cloak and shawl. She took off her cloak, like her raincoat, and her shawl, like her sweater, and laid her gloves by, untied her hat, and let her damp hair fall. And then at last, she sat down by my side and she called him. But notice, she called him and he did not reply, did he? It says, when no voice replied. So she called him to him, or she said his name, he didn't say a word, did he?
No.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think he didn't say anything? Jacob?
Is he maybe upset because he thinks she's been out with other guys?
Ah, yes. Jacob made the connection. It's late at night. Maybe he's out with other guys. He's definitely jealous, and he definitely has some doubts about their relationship. So what does she do? She put his arm around her waist and made her smooth white shoulder bare. Now that was kind of risque back in 1800s.
Yikes.
Right? She showed her shoulder. Oh, imagine if she had shown her ankles too. Whew.
Oh my God.
I know.
Them shoulders? Woo!
I know.
Explicit.
There should be a warning on this poem. Right. And all her yellow hair displayed. Okay. Now her yellow hair, she had blonde hair, and that's important. Okay. Her yellow hair was then on him. So that tells me then that she has very long hair, right?
Yeah.
So go on to the next page, line 19. Porphyria really seems to love him, or at least like him a lot, because look, she made, and stooping made my cheek lie there and spread o'er her yellow hair, murmuring how she loved me. She too weak for all in heart's endeavor to set its struggling passion free, from pride and vainer ties to sever, and gave herself to me forever. Now that's some important lines. So let's kind of break them down. I really think y'all gonna like how this ends. So lines 22. Look at that little question F. Lines 22 through 25 refer to earlier events. Okay, so the speaker is remembering events that happened in the past. And he's saying that, yeah, she came in, she makes my heart happy, she makes the house warm, she's, making me hold her, and she's laying there next to me with my, her head's on my shoulder, or vice versa. But he says in lines 22 through, she's too weak for all her heart's endeavor, meaning for everything that her heart wants to do. Her heart wants to set itself free from struggling passion, from pride and vainer ties. Now, guys, we look at this word vainer so many times. What does vainer mean? What does vain mean?
Nothing gained.
I think I've heard it. Nothing gained, useless. Okay?
Useless.
Yep. Vainer ties,
Futile.
So to dissever. Very good. So to dissever means, you know what it means to sever something, right? To cut free.
Cut.
So so let's read that again, and I want one of y'all to explain it to me. Her heart is too weak to set its struggling passion free from pride, and vainer ties dissever or cut, and give herself to me forever. What is the speaker saying? What's he saying about her? That she can't what? Ruth?
She can't like date him, or she can't like stop seeing other people for him.
Yeah, those vainer ties might be relationships with other men. Or, we don't know this, those vainer ties might be just other obligations, right? Other responsibilities. What if
So,
uh-huh.
is she saying that, or is he saying that pride is too big to be in a relationship with him?
Yes, that's his perspective. Absolutely. But let's think about it. Do we have any evidence that she's cheating on him?
Oh.
No, it's just
No,
it's
chance,
just the
no.
tone,
Right.
the story.
And look, it could be, we don't know that, but also, oh, hey, Bobby.
Hey.
But
What's
also,
up, Bob?
but also, we don't know that maybe Porphyria has to come over late at night because she's taking care of her sick parents during the day, right? We don't know what those vainer ties are, but we know that that's his impression. We know that that something is wrong in this relationship.
I have a question.
Okay.
So she wants to show him her shoulder,
I got a
which
question.
is like sexy, right?
Right.
But she can't commit to him. Is that what's going on right now?
That's his perspective, okay?
Okay, that's his. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because from us it looks like she's all in, right?
Right. Yeah.
And she seems to be, but there's something going on with the narrator that we don't know what it is. Okay.
I got you. Thanks.
You're welcome. Did somebody else have anything?
Mr. Chris, I got a question. Like, it's about something else. We gotta email this test to you whenever we're done with it, cause I just finished it.
Do yesterday.
The Porphyria
My boy.
Huh?
My boy.
the one we're doing right now?
No. The Lord Byron one.
Yeah. Email it to me.
All right, bet.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
so-
I turned mine in on Edmodo. Is that okay?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I turned mine in on
guys,
Edmodo.
let's stay on the point right now. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you all time for questions now. All right. Let's Okay, line 26. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay fest restrain a sudden thought of one so pale for love of her, and all in vain. So she was come through wind and rain. Now that's important. Let's take a look at this. Nor could tonight's gay feast restrain, meaning, yeah, I'm having fun with her tonight. I do like her, and she came all the way through the wind and the rain. But I had a sudden thought, line 28 or so, a sudden thought of one so pale for love of her, and all in vain. So he's thinking, he had a sudden thought of her, and even though he loves her, what's wrong with the love that he has for her? It's all in what?
It means
All in
nothing.
vain.
It's all in vain.
All in vain. There we go.
He doesn't think that she loves him the way that he loves her. I'm sorry. He doesn't think that she loves him the way that he loves her.
I Amen. feel that.
But look at
So-
line 31.
Her love is vain, or his love is vain?
He's saying that his is.
His is.
It's
Okay.
this part. But earlier he said that she couldn't cut those vainer ties, right? So he's definitely thinking that I love her, but it's useless, and she doesn't even really love me. It's hard to explain.
It'd be like that.
That's what he's saying.
Could it be that she loves someone else?
Yeah.
She
That's
couldn't cut the
pretty-
ties.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't been here, guys. I don't know.
Right, yeah, he just joined us.
Well,
All right,
you
let's-
should have been.
Okay, let's not talk to one another. Y'all can do it on your own, okay?
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right, so look at line 31. So Bob, kind of with this now?
Kind of, but I have to be here for like 3 more minutes and I have to leave.
Okay, that's fine. All right, line 31. But be sure I looked up at her eyes, happy and proud. At last, I knew Porphyria worshipped me. That's weird. Surprise made my heart swell, and still it grew while I debated what to do. That moment she was mine, fair, perfectly pure and good. I found a thing to do. Let's stop there. So he had a realization. It's almost like he's battling, he's wrestling something in his mind, and he looks at her, and it's almost like we've all been there. That moment that you're with somebody and you realize for the first time, wow, I really do like this person, and she really or he really does like me. We've all had that. But then, but look how happy he sounds for just a moment. Surprise made my heart swell because at last I knew how much she worshipped me. And think about it, like one of y'all just said, yeah, showed her shoulder. They're sitting together on the couch. Her head is on her shoulder. They're holding one another, and he gets it. He sees how much she loves him.
I have another question, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
So, is he feeling the feeling like when, like, you like this girl, but okay, wait, you like this girl and you kind of know that she likes you, but you don't know for sure. So you like kind of low key flirt and just kind of wait for a response, and is that what he's feeling right now?
Maybe, yeah. Except at this moment, right now, in this particular thing, I think it's a little stronger than that. Like in these two lines, I think it's a stronger realization than that, Jake.
Okay.
Now he's feeling like
Jacob.
I kind of feel like I'm not too sure this is right, but I feel like it's one of those things where they've been having fun together, but they don't know if they want to make it serious because he wants to make it serious, but it feels like she's not reciprocating that kind of feeling, and she wants to just have fun at night.
Yes, you're on the right track. Mia, because there's something holding him back coming from her, right? All right, Mia, then Ruth, then Tate.
I feel like something clicked in him, and now he's feeling like she's mine now. Now he's feeling like he needs to dominate.
Yes, and that's what I mean. That's something stronger, right? Like it's a moment that he realizes, and it goes along with what both Jacob and Gage said. At this moment, yeah, he's looking at her, and maybe he's realizing, wow, she really does love me. Okay, that's important. Ruth?
Okay, what does he mean whenever he says that she worshipped him? Like, what does that all entail? Because it like changes so fast. At last I knew, I just want to call her Portia. Portia worshiped me. Okay. So like, did they like engage in anything? And that's what he's talking about, like pleased him? Or
it's possible. I didn't really read that much into that. What I think it meant was just that maybe the way she's looking at him, maybe he realized that, yeah, she came all the way through the wind and the rain to be with me, and notice she lit the fire, right?
Yeah. I just think it goes. Sorry.
If those dogs are barking at your house, just mute the microphone.
Make some Thai food.
Kill him.
So Ruth, I think worship here means just that it is in love with. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think it's so much that she's giving her life to him, because you're right, it happens so fast.
Yeah, it just goes from like, oh, she doesn't love me, and then oh no, she worships me. So I didn't know if worship was like she like not like actually worship, but you know how like in relationships we talk about like, oh, like she's wrapped around his finger. Like I didn't know if it was kind of like that.
Right. No, but it speaks to the narrator's state of mind, just how quick he is, right? And how fast.
Irrational.
Right. All right. Tate.
I was just gonna say that with this poem and the last poem we read, they both talking about like kind of like secret lovers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the last one, we thought that he was like her side or whatever. And like,
No, you make a good point, because she is, okay? They're not married, okay? And that's part of his problem. He wants more, okay? And at this moment in this line, he sees that, wow, she really does love me. But look at, line 34, 35. So in that moment, he realizes, wow, she does love me. Surprise made my heart swell. Until it grew, and probably the most important line in this poem right here. while I debated what to do. Okay. Line 36. That moment, she was mine. Mine. Fair. Perfectly pure and good. So she's his. Finally, he realizes, wow, her heart does belong to me. She is mine. But now look at line 37. So he's deciding what to do, right? So here's what he decides what to do. I found a thing to do. And all her hair, in one long yellow string, I wound three times her little throat around and strangled her. No pain felt she. No pain felt she. I am quite sure she felt no pain. As a shut bud that holds a bee, I warily opened her lids. Again laughed the blue eyes without a stain. Her perfect blue eyes were still perfectly blue and beautiful. And I untightened the next tress is a lock of hair, about her neck. Her cheek once more blushed bright beneath my burning kiss. He kissed her. I propped her head up as before, only this time my shoulder bore her head, which droops upon it still. The smiling, rosy little head, so glad it has its utmost will, that all its scorn that once has fled, and I, its love, am gained instead. Porphyria's love, she guessed not how, her darling one wish would be hers. And thus we sit together now, and all night long we have not stirred, and yet God has not said a word. So somebody raise your hand and tell me, what did he do, Griffin?
He strangled her, and he found he enjoyment in it, and God didn't punish for it. That's what he thinks.
Yep. Strangled her. Why on earth, Trey, take your microphone. Trey Jones? Why on earth would he strangle her?
That she can be with him forever.
Yes.
And she can leave.
Yes. So that she could never leave him. He finally got her, right? He finally realized she loves me. She's mine. So
Strangled
now
her.
she's mine forever. Bobby Zach, what do you think of this poem?
I mean, kind of dark.
Kinda.
I don't see how that's a solution to the problem, but okay.
Well, welcome to Robert Browning. Well, I mean, that's just who he is. All right. So,
So she died?
Oh yeah, she's dead.
Oh my God! Oh.
Yeah, she's dead. She's dead forever. Did y'all read? Maybe Miss Ivy did this in 9th grade. I'm gonna get to you, Mia. Did y'all read? Is an American thing. It might have been in 9th grade. It's called A Rose for Emily.
We didn't read that.
No. I never read A Rose for Emily.
No.
Okay. I think I can find the YouTube like a little short film on it. Basically, A Rose for Emily is very much like this, where the guy's wife dies. I think it's the wife. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, he sleeps with her corpse the rest of his life.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we did. My girl and Poe.
Actually, yeah.
So it's like Annabelle Lee.
Yeah.
It's like Annabelle Lee. Yep.
Necrophilia.
All right, Mia had her hand up.
Okay. So I might be thinking way too deep into it, but after reading the author, how it said something about him being like crazy, like mentally unstable. Do you think the guy in the story is kind of crazy too?
Hey, stop. Somebody's got a lot of background noise going on. If it's you, can you pause it while Mia talks? Okay, Mia.
Okay, so after reading about the author and stuff,
I think it's her echo.
It may be
somebody's.
Let's go on. It's okay.
okay, so after I read the Meet the Author, it said something about people calling Browning like mentally unstable, kind of like he was crazy. So
do you think that the man or the speaker in Porphyria's lover is kind of crazy, like not all there?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it shows, yeah. Well, let Ruth say that, and then I'll say what you want.
I think it, but like it goes to like what I said about his irrationality. Like he's just so rational. I think that kind of has to do with his craziness because like he doesn't think things through. He just goes from one thing to the other because that's just what he thinks. And I know like crazy people, like that's kind of what they do. Like they don't think ahead. They just go, oh, this is how I feel, and then they react on it. So yeah, I definitely think that this poem that he wrote, I think it definitely reflects off of his mental state.
Yes, very, very impulsive. Okay.
That's what I meant, impulsive, not irrational.
Yeah. No, irrational works also.
Okay.
Let me get some other impressions. Maddie, what did you think of it?
It's dark.
It's dark. Yes, it is. Did you think that he would kill her?
No.
No.
I thought he was just gonna like leave her or something.
Same.
And why did he kill her though? Like, let's think about it.
To make her happy.
And how would that make her happy?
So she could be with him forever.
Yeah, in his own weird, twisted way, that was his way of making sure they would be together forever. So why did he do it then? Or was he right in doing it?
No.
I feel like he was
really.
kind of selfish.
It's never right.
Kinda.
Well, I mean, she did say she loved him and she wanted to be with him forever. So, I mean, he gave that to her, but he did it in a selfish way because he's crazy.
No, he didn't. A crazy, stupid way.
I feel like he didn't like. She never said that she wanted to be with him. Like we don't see anything that she like. We don't see her side of you. It's not a third person story. Mm-hmm. So the thing is that we see her like trying him obviously, but it never says that she like loved him. And so I think it's like.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's what. Ruth, I'm glad you picked up on that because that's what a dramatic monologue is. It's only one-sided. It's only his perspective. Okay? So you got it. We don't know what she's thinking. We don't know why she was late coming in. You know, we don't know what she was doing. She might have been milking cows for his refrigerator, if they had refrigerator. You know, but he thinks that she was out cheating. Gage, is your hand up?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask if like, so she kissed him or he kissed her?
He kissed her dead body.
Okay, so she was dead before this.
Wait, you mean at the end of the poem or the beginning of the poem?
No. At the end, it says, "Blush bright beneath my burning kiss."
Yeah, she kissed him. No, sorry. He kissed,
okay.
He kissed her corpse.
See, I missed where she actually died.
Okay.
It never outright says it.
Well, line 41, and strangled her.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Somehow I skipped over that, but okay.
And it said, "No pain she felt. I am quite sure she felt no pain. As a shut bud that holds a bee, like a flower that closes on a bee. He opened her lids again." So that's where she dies.
I got it.
Eerie. So speaking of